Hey, my name is Bryce. Today I wanted to share how to get clients for an accounting firm. Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit different than what you're probably expecting. And what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to just simplify the process for you. So a lot of people, especially if they're trying to like just sell you a course or a program and they don't really care about you, making any strides unless you're paying them money, they make the process seem very, very complicated. Like they're going to say stuff like, you need this like marketing funnel, you need to go pay for ads, you need to have 5 or 6, 7,000 different emails inside of your sequence, you need to have a landing page, you have to have 5 websites, you have to have just all this fancy like marketing jargon, right? Because the more jargon there is, the more confused you're going to be, and the more likely you think that you need to have their help. Versus the way that I kind of do of more of my videos is I give people a lot of the tools in order to go and make some money. And the reason why is because if you have more money, then you just like, hey, let's go work together. And I don't have to answer that question of, well, how do I know it's going to work for me? So if you're looking for something that's like more complex and you want to like just you like that marketing stuff, like we do have videos like that. And there are a lot of other channels on YouTube or Facebook that can help you out with that. But if you just want the fastest, simplest path for you to go and directly get to cash, like this video is going to be good for you. Now, once again, if you haven't seen my other videos, like inside the paid mentorship program, we are open for enrollment right now. Now, what I'm basically going to ask for you to do is go and book a call below. There's going to be a link in the description. On that call, like I need to be very selective of who I bring inside of the program, okay? Because our success rate is extremely high. And the reason why that happens is because we only bring on people who are going to be a good fit. Right now, I run both my accounting firm slash bookkeeping firm, and then I have my paid mentorship program. So if I get a lot of people inside that program who are a bad fit or who just don't really resonate with the way that I do marketing, the way that we grow our business, it makes things so much more time consuming for me on this end, right? So the one thing I do ask is for you to go and book a call with me, because on that call we need to see like what's holding you back, like where are you right now, what is the starting point you're at. Next is like, what do you want to do with your business? Like, what does your business actually look like? What is your goal? How much money do you want to be making 12 months from now? And then afterwards, I'm going to just outline a process and a plan of what, based on my experience of running my firm for the past 7 years and working with about 100 students inside of the mentorship program, like what is that path? What is the simplest way for you to go and make money? And if you are in alignment with that path, if you think that it'll work for you, then we can talk about what the next steps are. We can talk about pricing, and then we can just get you onboarded right then and there. And we can work together to go and accomplish everything we talked about on that call. If that's you, go ahead and click on the link either above or below the video for your free call, and I'll talk to you soon. Now, the one thing to note, guys, when we're trying to go and get clients for our accounting firm, number one, you need to go through your past relationships. Okay, so I have this student, and he came in. He was doing about, I think it was between 15 to like 17 grand a month, right? He came into the program. He's like, Bryce, I need to have a lift. I don't know what I don't know. Okay, cool. So the first thing I took him through was, hey, have you gone through your past relationships, your past life to see who owns a business? He goes, no. Okay, cool, man. So what we basically did was we downloaded his LinkedIn connection list and we downloaded his Facebook friends list. We put it inside of a spreadsheet. I'm like, okay, cool. So go through each one of these. That's your homework for tonight, and then go see who owns a business. And he's like, okay, cool. So he went through there. He had a pretty good amount of people who owned a business. And then the next thing he did was, even without me even telling him, was he just asked them if they needed some help with their accounting bookkeeping services. And a lot of them were like, oh, yeah. And I asked him, like, why have you never asked these people that? And he's just like, I just never thought of it. And it's a really common thing. Most people just don't think to do that stuff. It's like, at least when I was getting started, I always had this like fear of selling to friends because I didn't want the relationship to go bad. And if like the business didn't work out, then we're no longer friends. But when it's like a field like this, where it's not like where things don't necessarily go wrong because it's a very straightforward black and white kind of skill, it's a lot easier for you to be able to work with friends as long as you have like clear boundaries. You have engagement letters. I give my students like an engagement letter template so they know exactly like what to say and how to really preserve that relationship. then it makes it really, really easy for you guys to work together long term. Now, the next thing that you're going to need to do, okay? So let's say that you've exhausted your friends list. Let's say you've exhausted every single person that you've ever come in contact with, all old employers, all current clients, XYZ. You have no one left in your friends list, which for most people that doesn't happen very frequently, but let's just say that you don't. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to start going directly to the market. Okay. So you have to start learning how to utilize LinkedIn. So I love utilizing LinkedIn because it's one of the best platforms for you to be able to, one, see who are you talking to? Like, what type of business do they own? How big is their business, like revenue wise? Number three is how many employees or contractors do they actually have? Number four, how long have they been in business? Okay, these four criteria are so important. Okay, how long have they been in business? Generally, we'll say like, hey, how financially stable are they? Plus, if you go and look at them, they have a huge amount of employees that are listed on the company profile. That also shows stability. And that shows they're not afraid to spend money to grow their business, and they're not like one of these like newer businesses that are trying to pinch all their pennies. Okay, we want to go after targets that are willing to spend a lot of money. Okay, preferably 5,000 to about $12,000 per month. That's kind of the goal. When I was first, working with students, I would always encourage them to go after like clients between 500 to 5,000 per month, and that's a great goal. Like when you're starting out, you've never gotten clients before, but nowadays, like as we work with more and more people, and we're showing more and more beginners who have like no experience in accounting or bookkeeping, how to really charge higher prices. Like we're trying to raise that average price that the student charges, right? So, for example, like Melissa Hill. So she has not put out a quote for less than $1,500 since she got started about like 90 days ago. Like everything. And when people ask, like, why is she able to go and get clients for like $4,000 a month, $3,500 a month? She has another one for like 1,700 a month. It's because she's just charging more. She's just asking more. She's just raising her price a lot bigger, and she's getting in front of bigger clients. So the goal needs to be, right, when we're on LinkedIn, we're only looking for the big guys that can afford to pay us this. And when I say a big guy, I don't mean like a 9-figure behemoth. I mean, they can be anywhere from 6 figures, 7 figures, and 8 figures, right? Generally, if you can find someone in that like, higher 7-figure range, not quite yet 8 figures, they're generally a little bit looser with their cash, and it's a little bit easier for you to be able to charge the price that you want. Same thing when it comes to 8 figures. And in some cases, like high 6 figures who get like a business loan, or they get some kind of cash infusion inside of their business to grow really, really quickly. Then they're more likely to be spending cash on contractors and people like yourself. Okay, about 5 minutes. I'm running out of time. I gotta hurry this thing up. Now, the next thing is, okay, so once you're able to use that, you have to start really having direct conversations with them. So a lot of people get very, very fearful because they either, one, don't want to annoy the market. I always like to use this analogy, like it's like marketing and starting a business needs to be like you standing in the middle of a freeway or in the middle of an intersection with a bullhorn on a soapbox. It's almost like some of those people who are like trying to like preach and just speak about like their religious views in the middle of like a baseball field, or like the line at like the amusement park outside, right? It's almost like that, and a lot of people don't like that, but that's really how a business is supposed to be. I'm not saying you literally go and stand on a soapbox, but it needs to be, you have to be telling people about the good news. You have to be telling people about what you're doing. You have to be telling people that you're open for business. You have to be telling people you're taking on new clients. Because if you don't say that, people literally do not know. A lot of the potential clients you're going to run into will assume that if you're doing your marketing right, they're going to see you as an expert, and they're going to assume that your plate is incredibly full and filled up, and they won't even reach out to you and ask you if you can help them, even though they're struggling and they're looking for someone to help them out. So if you could actually go and talk to them about what you're doing and say, hey, I'm open for new clients, say, asking, hey, do you need some help? Hey, do you want some help? Hey, can we hop on a 15-minute call just to connect? Right? That's going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to go and get those accounting clients. Now, from there, just do good on sales. Like you don't have to be very complicated when it comes to sales. Like you don't have to have like, the ultimate script. Now, when you're first getting started, you do need a script, and I do generally give a flow, but when you're more experienced, it becomes less of like a flow and more of like you just know intuitively how to speak to someone. For example, the students that are doing 25,000, 30,000 per month, we have one that's going to be at 50,000 a month pretty quickly. Probably by the end of next week, you might be at like 50 grand in sales per month. But they don't necessarily use a script. They don't use the flow, right? It's more about when I work with someone on sales, we work more on like how they feel and how to respond and how to react inside of the moment, right? And that way, no matter what happens, no matter where they are, no matter whether it's a Zoom call, a phone call, if they run into someone in the grocery store, if the person comes to their office, if they go to the other person's office, it's like they're just there. They understand, they move forward faster. They just know it's like this flow. Okay. And that's going to really take care of itself. Now, I'd love to be able to share all this stuff with you. It's a lot of like stuff about how to get clients. It's just so much information on this channel. Like we have weekly free trainings that are inside of like the different playlists. So if you want, inside the description below, there's actually links to like my top playlists that show you like, you can watch student recap interviews and what their journey was like. You can watch our weekly free training about how to go and get the results that some of the mentorship students do. And we're also releasing a lot of resources inside there. So you can know step by step what you need to do to go and grow your accounting for bookkeeping practice. Now, if that's you, I'd love to see you on the other videos. Now, if you want to avoid trial and error, right? There's all these videos and they're going to show you everything you need, but that's going to take some time. Like you have to digest it, you have to learn it, you have to implement it yourself. You have to like try it, you have to tweak it for yourself. It's going to take you some time. If instead you just want to get to your goal a lot faster, go ahead and work with me, okay? You can click on the link either above or below the video. It's going to take you to a link to book a free call with me, where we're just going to look at like, what does it look like for us to work together for you to achieve your goals? Because we got to make sure, one, like, what is your actual goal? And then two, I'm going to outline a path of what I believe is the best, most profitable way for you to go and reach the goal. And if it resonates with you, if it makes sense, we can work together long-term to accomplish this together. If that's you, I will talk to you soon. I will see you on the call. Hopefully have a great day. I'll see you soon.